It didn't look great there. At one point, we were 7-5, struggling a little bit, as the president alluded to. But we found our rhythm.
Tampa Bay Bucks quarterback Tom Brady is about to shock you.
Remember this image of a Make America Great Again hat inside Brady's locker.
This is a man, lest we forget, that had Trump's racist hat in his locker for all the media to see in 2015.
We got on a roll. Not a lot of people, think that we could have won. And in fact, I think about 40% of the people still don't think we won.
Excuse me? My goodness, the shade.
The president is also still not conceding.
I won, by the way, but, we'll find that out.
What a sore-ass loser this man is. What Brady is alluding to is the grift Donald Trump has pulled on Republican voters, brainwashing them into thinking he won. He does this to continue the grift that is scamming his loyalists, his cult-like followers, into continually giving their life savings. They do not see what we see. A con artist through and through. Republicans hitch their wagon to it because they want to be just like him.
I understand that. You understand that, Mr. President?
I understand that.
Yeah. And personally, it's nice for me to be back here.
Biden and Brady yucking it up at the White House. Do y'all understand how maddening this is to Donald Trump?
Tom Brady, great guy, great friend of mine, great champion, unbelievable winner.
I like Tom Brady. Spoke to him the other day. He's a great guy.
He called today and he said, Donald, I support you, you're my friend, and I voted for you.
Guys, this eats the white nationalist alive.
We had a game in Chicago where I forgot what down it was. I lost track of one down in 21 years of playing. And they started calling me Sleepy Tom. Why would they do that to me?
Of course, like you need a reminder, Donald Trump tried and tried and tried again to insult, demean, and question Joe Biden in an array of attacks that had little to no effect. Joe Biden not only led in the polls, but defeated Trump at the polls. The fact that Tom Brady, who, to many, myself included, it seemed like he was an ally to Donald Trump, this is quite a turn for the 7-time Super Bowl winner.
I mean, listen, it's good to see teams returning to the White House because a lot of teams didn't necessarily want to go and be in Donald Trump's company when they won championships.
It does seem to carry more weight, however, that Brady was there. After all, the last time he stepped foot inside the White House was back in 2005 when George W. Bush was in office. He skipped out on Trump and Barack Obama's tenures as a member of the Patriots.
I think the vaccination decision is a private, very private health matter for me.
The Minnesota Vikings is Kirk Cousins.
What do you find works to convince people?
Unfortunately, the one thing that has had most impact is watching a loved one die from this virus.
And a leader in his field, epidemiologist Michael Osterholm.
Even if I die, I die. I kind of have peace about that.
You see, while Cousins discards his life like this during the pandemic.
So I'm going to be vigilant about avoiding a close contact. I've even thought about, should I just set up literally plexiglass around where I sit so that this could never happen again? I've thought about it because I'm going to do whatever it takes.
And spews nonsense.
But with regard to education, for example, friends, our textbooks are being rewritten. History is being changed. Culture is being canceled.
With his father Don preaching inside a packed church in the wake of COVID last year.
We have statues of people being torn down.
Here I am in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and we are not being hit as hard as much of the rest of the country yet. And yet we don't have a pediatric intensive care bed open today. All of our critical care beds for people who have heart attacks, seriously ill, they're filled. And COVID has done this in a way that people can only understand. Even if you don't get COVID, hope you don't have a heart attack, hope you don't have a car accident, hope you don't fall off a roof today, because if you did, you would be in deep trouble trying to find the care you need. That's what we have to help people understand.
Well, this is what many who choose not to get vaccinated now have on their hands. All across the country, ICU beds are now being taken by the unvaccinated, when they could have just received the jab and stayed out to let someone else in. In Oregon, once a success story, well, it's now struggling to deal with the effects of Delta. One hospital's ICU beds are completely filled.